hello. Here we are on the BASTA 2012 in Mainz. With me is Julian Bucknall. He's the CTO of DevExpress, and we want to talk a bit about the, say, challenges for third-party providers with software and development tools with the new Windows 8 concept in Microsoft. Jeff, what do you think from the outside perspective, working for developers in the Microsoft world, about the new strategy, and how do you react on it?
Well, obviously Windows 8 produces this new modern UI, and we're embracing that, obviously, because it requires a certain level of components and controls from us for our customers to actually support Windows 8 and the Windows Store and all the rest of those things. So it's a great opportunity for us. We have to essentially take our controls that we have right now and create new ones for Windows 8. And now the issue is, it's not like perhaps, say, taking our WinForms control and making a WPF control out of it. Windows 8, as everyone well knows, uses a different paradigm for displaying information. It's more oriented towards touch. So once these devices come out and we have, touch tablets with Windows 8, it's going to be interesting to see how companies like ourselves embrace touch, make our controls easier to use with obviously a fat finger rather than a slim mouse. So there's lots of opportunities here. And the other thing I think about Windows 8 is it's more geared towards developing applications with a designer at the forefront. I think possibly in the old days, when .NET started, designers or user interface designers weren't well used or weren't used at all. And I think Windows 8 is going to push the fact that for the user experience to be good for an application, you have to use a user interface designer, a graphics designer. And obviously we've beefed up our design team for Windows 8, so our demos with our controls are looking better and better and better. And I think the same thing is going to happen with people creating business applications or consumer applications for Windows 8. So it's a big new world. Yeah,
it's a big new world, and you have to develop your tools new.
Yes.
And somehow it's not really easy, I suppose, because Microsoft is not telling very much about what they are going to do. The hardware is not really available. How is that for you?
That is true. I mean, up to now, until this point, we can install Windows 8 on our laptops. We've been buying touch laptops as well, so we've been installing Windows 8 on those. So we're getting used to the way that Windows 8 works on these, if you like, older devices. But obviously those are Intel devices. The big thing that's coming up that we don't know anything really about is the ARM devices, the WinRT devices, which Microsoft Surface, I think, is the WinRT version is due out in November or something like that. Yeah, we don't know how much. We don't know the time and all the rest of it. But that's going to be very interesting for us because we have no ARM devices to run Windows 8 on at the moment. So yeah, you're right. It's like a map where bits are here be dragons and bits we understand over here.
And how do you prepare for that?
Well, we just try and follow the guidelines. We write our Windows 8 controls in C# and XAML, so we just stick very rigidly to those guidelines that Microsoft have provided. And obviously, once we get a device which is a pure Windows 8 device, we're going to find out.
What advice would you give your customers and the developer for the platform to start with?
That is hard. Certainly install Windows 8 on everything you can. Obviously a lot of people will be using Windows 8 on non-touch devices. As soon as touch devices for Windows 8 are available, buy 1, 2 or 3 or whatever it happens to be, different ones. It's possibly not going to be as easy as, say, with the Apple iPad, where there's just one device. perhaps with a bit more memory and all the rest of it, there's going to be lots of devices from different manufacturers. Are they going to do the same thing in the same way? So that's the first step, is get used to Windows 8, get used to the modern UI, the tiled screen, moving from that to the desktop and so on and so forth. Obviously, if you're writing desktop applications, you can still write desktop applications, it doesn't matter. But if you're going to write modern UI applications and you're going to target the Windows Store, then I would definitely start right now, and as soon as the devices come out, buy one and test it, and then but put your application up into the Windows Store.
Okay, thank you.